You have probably heard the statement or the saying, you need to cut costs in your business. Always try to cut costs, you need to cut costs. But which costs do you cut? Not all costs are equal. Not all costs are the same. Not all expenses impact your profits the same way. So, how do you know which ones to cut? If you have been, you know, worried about your expenses, your costs, or you might be like, I know I need to cut costs, but I don't know where to start or what do I focus on. You do want to listen in for the next few minutes. And do remember to share this broadcast. Definitely share it with other business owners as well. Stay where you're coming from. And if you have any questions or comments, of course, go ahead and put them in the chat. So, not all costs are the same. Not all costs will impact your profit, your bottom line in the same way. It's like you might have, think of like a child at a candy store. You're like, okay, what do I choose? What do I, purchase? You're like always not too sure. However, it is important to think of that if you, for example, cut salaries or wages, it's not going to impact your business the same way as if you cut insurance costs or advertising. So do remember in the whole world of costs, you have fixed costs and you have variable costs. So fixed costs are those costs that, regardless of what your sales are, they're generally going to be the same. And so, for example, insurance is not usually it's not dependent on the sales you're having and so forth. Variable costs, they will change depending on the sales you make. So you might have, if for example, labor, you're going to have, depending on your type of business, if you have more sales, likely will have a higher labor cost depending on how your business is set up. And of course, you have what's called mixed costs. So it's like that gray area. It's like a portion is fixed, portion is variable. So you do want to be ensure that you're understanding the impact of costs on these different costs on your profits, on your cash flow. Another thing to note is that the costs that will drive your profits more, will improve your profits more, are those costs that are directly related to sales, your direct costs. So you want to keep your eyes on material costs, supplies. You want to keep your eyes on labor costs. You want to keep your eyes on those costs because you'll find a greater impact on your profits when those costs are reduced. So there, that correlation, getting into economics here, that correlation between sales and those variable costs, those direct costs, are very important. So in taking that journey to manage your costs, figure out which costs you need to cut, which costs you need to keep your eyes on, do understand that not all costs are the same, not all costs are equal. Not all costs will be impacting your profits in the same way. So you want to understand the dynamics of the different costs and how they impact your business, how they impact your profits as well. So as you start your journey, if you haven't started yet or you're about to embark on your cost management journey, or if you're already on there, do understand that you need to know that all costs are not equal and they will impact your profits, your bottom line, your cash flow in different ways. If you are not sure about how this whole works, if this resonates with you, do reach out. I'll be happy to talk with you more about just where to start, what you need to change, what you need to not change, stuff like that. And do remember to share this with other business owners. And again, if you have any questions, you can feel free to send me a message or put it in the chat. So signing off. Bye, guys.